friend of mine needed some quadcopter parts cut out of carbon fiber that he's building. So, yeah, obviously I cut them, but I wanted to make a quick video. If anybody is setting up and doing any type of thin material that's really flexible, here's a couple tips. So as you can see, I've got the screws holding the piece of material down, and I've got this one here to keep it from moving that way, that one there to keep it from moving that way, this one here to keep it from moving both directions, and I've got it clamped down pretty good. But the trick is, so a standard end mill, when it's spinning and it's cutting, it's pulling the chips up. And if it grabs the material and it's really thin like this, or when I was doing the records, when I was cutting stuff out of records, the end mills would pull it up and it would cause the material to bow in the middle and pull up, and it'd get really violent. So the trick to doing this with very thin materials is using what they call a down cut end mill. So as it's spinning and it's cutting, it's actually pushing the chips and the materials down into the bed of the machine. And this goes for a router or a conventional C-column mill style. So any type of upcut or conventional end mill is always trying to pull the material up, and that's why when you make cuts, the chips come up and they fly out. But like I said, when you're dealing with really thin stuff, use down cut end mills. It works amazing, and we cut a bunch of those with this little guy. And we only broke one cutting a whole quadcopter frame. So once you get your speeds and feeds and stuff dialed in, so like this one, if we look, we've only got a single cutting edge, so the RPM of the spindle has to be a lot higher than one with 2 cutting edges. And then if you had one with 4 cutting edges, the spindle speed would be lower because you're getting a certain chip load per tooth. So with a single one, you have to have it come around more often to get that chip load. Anyway, it's quick video, a little helpful tip. Just got done doing this in this 2mm carbon fiber. No supports on this one. I did add supports on this one. Got to go through and sand it down and clean it up. It's just what's happened. And carbon fiber is some nasty stuff, especially when you're trying to clean it up, because this stuff makes a mess. It gets all over the place. And to do that, I just go down to my trusty Festool dust extractor vacuum. It's got a HEPA filter in it. Unlike a shop vac, when you vacuum something up with a shop vac, it throws bits of particles of what you just vacuumed up back into the air because those filters suck, for lack of a better word. So that is a lifesaver when I'm doing this. I normally run my homemade dust shoe that goes around the spindle, and then this locks into this, so it helps extract a lot of the dust. But as you can still see, it gets everywhere. You don't want to breathe it. Anyway, helpful tip. Hopefully it helps somebody out.